welcome back to a late night episode of Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm the darling, shall we see what's going on in a lovely island of Fawnhollow today? I don't really know what I was going to say, you know, I mean, not only is it a weekend, it's the Christmas weekend. I suppose a Christmas Eve happening on a Sunday. Yeah, Christmas on Monday, right? I know my dates. I'm getting a bit confused in my mind, but I don't know what else to say except I'm just like, tired, you know. A bit of a new year coming in. It's a fantastic time to sort of like unwind, relax, have a good time. I don't really know what I can talk about today, so one can have to find a conversation as we go. But good evening, everyone. We're now in Fawnhallow. It's 11:52 p.m. on Friday, December 22nd, 2023. What can we talk about today? I'm not really sure. What's going on about r/games subreddit? This is where I usually go for any of my conversation starters. Not conversation starters in real life. Honestly, I don't really talk about games all that much in real life, except for to my friends. You know, most people. I mean, gaming is becoming a lot more mainstream, I suppose, nowadays. But most people aren't like super aware of anything out of big titles, and it's not like I really played many of the big titles the day before. Apparently, shutting down its servers. Which is great. You know what? The craziest thing about the day before is I legit never even heard of it before until the controversy came, and I was like, "Whoa, okay." I'm not even sure I understand what controversy is. Like, people thought it was going to be like an open world MMO or something, and then it turned out to be some like looter-esque game. I don't really know, but apparently it was really bad. Because I remember IGN gave it like a 1 out of 10, which is crazy. I don't know how much of it is based off how poorly executed the actual game is, or how much of like it's how do I negate this word? Not under delivering. Well, I mean yes, under delivering, but like a betrayal of trust. Like how do you say this? How do you negate the word promising? Unpromising delivery of this game in the first place. I don't know. The fact it's shutting down servers is pretty crazy. Mobile Suit Baba trailer. Is this Baba Is You? Baba. That cannot be Baba Is You. What? It's Baba Is You? Are you kidding me? Hold on a minute. I've got to watch this. But is this strongly inspired by Into the Breach, which is a game which I've heard is very cool, but I've never played. Hold up. Is this actually the person who made Baba Is You? That is crazy. Baba Is You is one of my favourite games of all time. What we were doing? We're visiting Harv's Island. Wait, did we just... No, we didn't just visit it, did we? I can't remember, honestly. This is so strange. Yeah, it actually is just the characters of Baba Is You. In Into the Breach. Water is Sink. What's going on? Fruit is weak. Forest is sop. What is going on? It's a Baba Is You cross with Into the Breach. Kike Blab. Gigi? Who's Gigi? Oh my god, what is going on? Is Gigi that little... Oh no, Gigi's one of the one that was introduced in the co-op one. But purple one's called Me, isn't it? So I'm just like watching a trailer here. This only really makes sense if you watch the trailer itself. What on earth? Free for now, $4 later. Are you... That is crazy. It's on itch.io. Hold on. Go to site, leave YouTube. I'm adding this game. Download now. What is going on? How do I add this like to my library? Oh, I need to like log in. Dear darling, I don't know what my password is. This is random as heck. You know, one of the strangest crossovers I've ever seen in a game. Baba Is You plus, I mean, I guess it kind of works. Into the Breach is like quite a tactical, sort of like puzzly, esque game. So I guess this combination with I'm just sort of like at loss, you know. It's so strange. can't remember what my password is for this is. What's my password? Oh. Is this my password? I might need to reset my password. It's the most embarrassing thing, I think, having to reset your password, being like, oh, I can't even remember it. Or am I some kind of scrub? I can't keep 600 alphanumeric different combinations stuck in my head, and the answer is no. No, I can't. Oh, that's not my password. What's my password? Okay, I'm gonna do forgot my password because I genuinely don't remember it. Yes, hold on. Shake a tree, Bowser, for strike a rock. I don't even know if I've seen this one before. Okay. I mean, maybe I should be doing this afterwards instead of right now. That is crazy. What a strange mashup. I mean, as I was saying, it kind of does make sense. Into the Babra's very sort of tactical. I'm not sure if tactical is the right word, but it's a very rigid puzzle game where, no, rigid's not really the right word, but you know, it's very much defined by its base mechanics of defining and redefining the rules as you see fit. And I suppose Into the Breach kind of like subverts the turn-based sort of strategy game on its head by, well, does it? I was going to say it subverts it, but now I think about it, it's only one of the factions that I was thinking of which does it, but it basically is a very sort of strategic puzzle. Well, it's a puzzle turn-based strategy game, isn't it? I mean, you might argue that most turn-based strategy games are kind of like puzzly-based, but I don't know. I feel like most of them more squarely fall under the strategy side rather than the puzzle side necessarily. I suppose by nature of having much more randomly generated levels and prompts, you know, you got to kind of come up with your solutions on the fly. You got basically the puzzle is not on the micro level like puzzles are. They're much more on the macro level of, like, you know, building up an economy, you know, getting the funds, building up an army, etc., that sort of thing. But having a crossover from Baba's You and Into the Breach, it's like it's not the most insane thing I've ever heard. Like, I mean, if you pitched it to me like right now, like without me knowing it existed and seeing that trailer, I'd be like, okay, I can kind of see it, you know. But it is crazy. I'd like that's like a whole new level of creativity, I think, which, you know, is it something I would have come up with? Probably not. I can't imagine Bandai doesn't own the copyright to the term mobile suit. That's actually a really good point. Have they not? Did a preliminary copy and trademark search, but did not come anything that was just mobile suit. Looks like trademarks are all specifically for Mobile Suit Gundam. Into the Baba. That is crazy. A Baba universe of thing. We're about to find out about Kiki, Gigi, me, and maybe even Fufu. Which one's Gigi? Gigi's the blue blob, right, from Baba's You. I think. Reset my itch.io password because I don't remember it. Make a small note of it to myself. I tried to do this with my passwords in case I, you know, forget them. Cross them out here. Oh my god. This pen is terrible. Sorry, this is not the most engaging conversation. I'm just not like stunned. It's also quite late. At Mobile Suit Baba existing. It's so, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I guess what makes me so shocked about it is it's such a creative, it's like so insanely creative for a genre crossover. It's like, that is insane. To even come up with that, I think. Like, I'm not going to say how do you even come up with that, because I guess you come up with it by being like, what sort of genre mashup should I be doing? And then you just sort of do it. But still, that's like, I don't know if you asked me to sit down and be like crossover two games for like the most interesting sort of like result, I don't know if I would have come up with that, to be honest, like with sort of genre mashup. What other like genre mashups are there which are pretty cool? You know, one which I feel like I've spoken about for ages, but not actually played any games which fall into this category. Although I know there are a few now. There's one of them which I think is on my my wish list, or maybe I bought it, I don't even know. But music game cross RPG. I feel like it's such, I'm not going to say it's an obvious one, but I feel like it's one with such ripe potential. I mean, I feel like many things can cross over with our RPG genre. You know, Undertale, I guess, kind of did it with the bullet heck genre. Crossed over with an RPG, but of course that's not really the main focus of Undertale. In my personal opinion, I feel like Undertale has a much stronger focus on story and characters and meta, I suppose, elements surrounding the game in the first place. So how do I add this to my thing? Add it to my collection? I don't really know how this works. Like, but there's my library. How do I add it to my library? Does this count as a purchase? Like, because it's on sale right now. How do I, like, properly buy it? I don't understand how to use itch.io. Someone tell me. Help. I need somebody. I like the tags of Babrazu. Baba Breach, Fofo, It, GG, KK, Click. So strange. How do I claim the game? Oh, you can't claim it. I see. Instead, I've just downloaded it. Which I guess is kind of cool. I mean, I don't know why I'm going to save this. I'll save it in here. Make a new folder. Games. Pussy Pepper. That's so strange. What sort of genre mashup games can I think of? Which are kind of popular. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's probably a lot of genres born out of crossover game genres in the first place, but now we just call them like regular old genres. If anything. I don't know. I always feel like I like the concept of musical genre mashups. I mean, to be fair, there's so many genre mashups of battle royales now. I mean, yeah, would you consider battle royale its own genre? I guess so. It feels a bit strange to say, because I guess technically it falls under the same category, you know, if Game Door is anything to go by, the same category as like player count, right? Like, would you consider co-op its own genre? Actually, yeah, I probably would now I think about it. So, you know what, I am convinced. Battle Royale pretty much is its own genre. There's been so many mashups of that. You know, there was a Mario one, there was the Pac-Man one. I don't know why I didn't start with a Tetris one. So many of these. Is there a rhythm game one? You know what I'm surprised about is that none of the rhythm games I play on my phone have implemented a battle royale mode yet. That feels like perfect for that sort of genre, right? you play like a beat map, and then like whenever you die, that's when you get eliminated. But by doing well, you can send like more disruptive patterns, I suppose, to your enemies, or things like inverting the beat map, turning off the beat map, or like not turning off, but like making it appear a lot later, things like that. I don't know. Battle Royale is, I'm not going to say it's easy to implement, because it's obviously not. What I mean to say is, like, I feel like it's easier, you know, ideas are dimes a dozen, to come up with ideas of like different genre mashups of battle royales. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some interesting ones. This is where you turn to the internet to help you. I mean, you talk about video game genre mashups. Genre mashups, video games, okay. I mean, it's also now I think about it, in a video game world, it's a bit strange to define things as a genre mashup, because a lot of the time video games already fall into like multiple different categories. Like, would I call an action adventure video game a genre mashup? No, like I feel like those very much go like hand in hand, to be perfectly honest. But like it's probably one of the most common combinations, I suppose, of genres. But I mean, technically it is a genre mashup. You know, action games is technically a different thing from adventure games. Or something like a shooter game with RPG mechanics, like a shooter X RPG genre. I mean, that's like a genre in its own right, to be perfectly honest. It feels weird to call it a genre mashup, but like, where do I draw this invisible boundary? Why is it a shooter plus RPG is not a genre mashup, but bullet heck plus RPG is a genre mashup, or music game plus RPG is a genre mashup? I guess it just needs to be something I haven't seen before, really. If I'm going to examine my own biases, I suppose, with this classification system in the first place. Anyway. Yeah, because I'm just like looking at this TV tropes page of like genre mashups. I'm like, yeah, technically these are genre mashups, but strangely, they're not things I would consider genre mashups, at least in the definition I'm using in my head. Because like Portal and Portal 2, absolutely, that's a genre mashup. It's an FPS puzzle platformer. Like, that's a mashup of 3 different genres right there. But again, it doesn't feel right to call it a genre mashup in the way that I'm thinking. I don't know. I never really thought about that. I guess this probably applies to like movies and stuff as well, but you know, I'm not as well versed in movies, so it's not really ever something I really thought about. Dota's a mashup, isn't it? Just a MOBA? I guess MOBAs, you know, technically didn't exist at the time, right? That's a fair point, because it's RTS plus RPG. So I guess, you know, the first time it happens, it is a genre mashup, and then once it becomes more common, it just becomes its own genre in its own right. In which case, you can kind of become like a genre mashup of genre mashups, which is crazy. Killer 7 I've never heard of. Mondo Agency? I think I've seen of Mondo Agency before. Let me see more pictures of it. No, I'm actually coming up with a real company. I think I've seen images of this before. I've never played it. Killer 7 I don't really recognise. Nights in the Nightmare. Never seen that before. Fahrenheit? Oh, that's Fahrenheit. I do know of Fahrenheit. Eversion. I don't know if I've ever seen that game before. Rabbits Go Home. It's a platform racing adventure game and Katamari Damacy like collectathon. But Katamari Damacy has its own genre named after it, I guess so. I don't know what I'd classify it as. You can't really classify it as like a rolling ball genre, that's not a thing. Live Alive. I've heard of this game, I think. Or Live Alive? I don't know what it's technically called. Shimue? Persona? Isn't Persona just an RPG? It's a horror game? With elements of romance? I guess? Again, that seems weird. Like, an RPG with, like, romance... an RPG crossover of romance game is, yeah, technically a genre mashup, but again, those feel like they so easily go hand in hand that it's difficult for me to be like, yeah, that's a genre mashup. I haven't really thought about this before. This is crazy. It's like mind-blowing. Monday Night Combat? Monday Night Combat is a tower defense MOBA game, isn't it? Third-person shooter as well, I forgot. I'm just scrolling through these. I don't know. How to Fall Boyfriend. That's an interesting one to describe as a genre mashup. Deadly Premonition. That's even funnier, for some reason. L.A. Noire? Because some of these are thematic mashups, which is, as described here, which is not really what I had in mind. Hello. Are you ill, sleeping, or good morning? Like you're in your pajamas and working out? I don't really know what's going on. Cult of a Lamb? Action RPG roguelite life simulation management game. Yeah, that's true. Actually, you alternate between the two. I don't know, but in the same vein, it feels like a genre mashup in a different sense, because it's, rather than the two genres working in tandem with each other, it's sort of like you play one and then you play the other. It's sort of like two games in one. I feel that feels like it needs a different definition for genre mashups. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say that the two don't feed into each other, of course, but it feels different when they're separated like that rather than actually like merged together. Metroid is a genre mashup. Pikmin, interesting. I haven't really thought about this. This is crazy. What is this? Oh, that's so strange. Anyway, I'm going to round this episode off here because I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about anything today. I've just sort of been like reading stuff. Sometimes I get episodes like that. But if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Adam Across the New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.